Less lethal tools are useful for non-lethal threats, but they don't always work. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson. Today's lesson is an officer-involved shooting from Clovis, New Mexico. It's going to show us some important lessons here about how fast an encounter can transition from verbal to physical to deadly. Shows us the limitations of the taser and other less lethal means of control, and how fast things can get out of hand, as well as our reaction if we're shot. If you go watch the original video on this, you will hear this officer is incredibly polite and very kind to this man, but that the man has a warrant for his arrest, and the officer is going to end up having to arrest him for that warrant that's out for him. And when everything goes down, things are going to go ugly in a hurry, and I want to listen in on the officer's body cam, and when that is over, we'll come back and learn some lessons.
No? Okay, well the judge put out a warrant for your arrest, okay? So at this time you are under arrest. Can you face that way for me? 19 PD1 running southbound. Get out! 19 PD1 resisting! 19 PD.
Get away from me, listen!
Stop! Stop! Ah! 19 PD shots fired! 19 PD shots fired! 19 PD, I'm not sure where he went. I might have been hit. Oh!
The officer was shot in this one, shot in the leg. He's going to make a full recovery, and they did catch this perp a couple of days later. And so here we see him, he's trying to recover, and he's going to wait here for other officers to get on scene and just, let them deal with it because he's shot, and that's okay. Let's back up and learn a couple of lessons here out of this one that apply to law enforcement or to CCW carriers. Everything went south in a hurry, and that's kind of how this goes. And next, what we're going to see here is the officer is going to make a decision, because this isn't a deadly force encounter at this point. This is a fleeing suspect, to use his taser. So he decides right there that he's going to employ the taser. That's a pretty tough shot with the taser, but he's got it up on target and where it is. Remember, a taser is a great tool for a non-lethal threat. And at this point, this is a non-lethal threat. He doesn't know he's armed, and you can see, that he's got at least one prong in him, but he doesn't have both prongs in him. The taser is a great tool for what it's useful for, but it is not 100% effective. This is why it's not useful for a deadly threat. He's shot right there, and now the reaction begins. Do you notice, if you go watch the original, he says he's not sure if he's shot about a minute later because all the adrenaline and everything that sets in. He is shot though, and so when those kind of things happen, you're going to take weird reactions to that, and the officer gets down and starts to triage himself and then figure out what's going on and get his own gun out. So you're going to be on defense on this one, and if you are injured, you got to be able to assess yourself quickly and make appropriate follow-up actions with your first aid once the threat is over. So this teaches us a couple of important lessons. Teaches us a lesson about the effective use of tasers, how fast things go wrong, the fact that a taser is not always appropriate, and our reactions that can be crazy if we're hurt in a deadly force encounter. Glad the officer's okay on this one. Let's use some lessons here to cover our ASP.